Hi, this is Marcia Kish, and I'm here to showcase an example of a hybrid deployment plan. What we mean by a hybrid blended learning deployment plan is that the students are going to be on an A-B schedule. A students will come to school on a given day, and then B students will come the next day. Or some of the schools that I'm working with, A will come in the morning and B group will come in the afternoon. As part of the blended learning, we have realized that there's different models that are going around the country and everybody's doing their own different rollout plan. I'm showing hybrid blended learning today, but if you are doing virtual or if you are doing a social distancing classroom, please contact me because I also have those deployment plans as well, and we would love to share them out with you. So let's get started on the hybrid blended learning deployment plan. First of all, as we get going back to school, we're going to realize that there's going to be a lot of meetings talking about your guidelines, talking about how to stay safe, what that looks like, what does it look like for those students who might be learning from a virtual environment the full time. Of course, it's going to be professional development. We're seeing more and more schools adopting learning management systems, or they're still going to be using Google Classroom in the fall. So you're going to have more professional development again on the different learning platforms as well as how to keep safe in school. Wednesday, we recommend that you set up your on-site classroom, making sure it's socially distanced, and I just created a video on our YouTube channel that walks you through how to set up a social distancing blended learning environment. So take a look at that. On Thursday, probably more professional development because we're seeing more and more schools realizing that we just want to make sure we have work time and that we're giving that support to those teachers to be ready for anything that's thrown their way. On Friday, my recommendation is to take time to set up your virtual classroom. So if you are using Google Classroom, if you're using One Classroom, if you are using a learning management system such as Schoology or Canvas, then you're going to definitely take time to set that up and organize your materials. When school starts, then that's going to be ready to go. So now it's time for the students to come to school. So this is the first day of school for the A group. I'm showing everything through the eyes of the students in Group A. So Group A is at school for the whole day, and they're going to be doing the first introduction. While the students are at school with me, Group B is going to be learning at home, so you might want to do some like get to know you activities. We created a get to know you during quarantine activity that you might want to take a look at in our website because that's just a good activity that they can do to really help you to get to know them and give them something to do if they're virtually learning at home. So on Tuesday, Group A is going to be doing those virtual activities while Group B is on site. Wednesday, because we really want to promote student ownership and we want to make sure the students are ready to learn in any learning environment, we're going to jump right into 2 learning studios. The 2 learning studios are a small group instruction with a teacher and independent practice. What that looks like, the students are going to come into the classroom and we're going to do an introduction talking about the standard or the TEK or whatever you're teaching to the students' whole group for about 5 or 10 minutes. Then we're going to break the class into 2 groups. Group 1 is going to be with me in a small group, and then Group 2 is going to be in the independent practice. After 15 minutes, they're going to safely rotate to that other studio. Then at the end of the day, we're going to do a closing activity. Maybe that's an exit ticket to see how they have learned or what they have learned. So I'm going to really take my time in training them, talk about safety procedures, getting to know those students. But if anybody's ever attended any of my 3 Phases of Blended Learning workshops, you know that the small group instruction is really where we get to fill in the holes and gaps and really move those students to the next level of learning. All right, so again, Group A was with me on Wednesday. On Thursday, they are going to be at home learning. As I'm working with schools across the country, we're seeing that they are valuing the time of allowing students to get their work done, like having a work day, as well as having a virtual office hours or on-site hours for those teachers, where they're lesson planning, where they're getting to meet with their team, looking at the data, getting everything ready for the following week. If your school doesn't, then of course then you're going to continue doing the A-B rotation model. On Monday, Group A comes back to school. Again, I'm going to be doing small group instruction, and then half the class is going to be doing that independent practice. On Tuesday, they are virtually learning. Wednesday, those students are come to school, and I'm going to really push using that digital content inside of my classroom. Yes, when the kids are virtually learning, they might be doing those digital content tools at home. But when they're with me on site, I want to make sure that they're also getting that opportunity to learn online. Digital content is not replacing the teacher. It's your second teacher in the classroom. And if you're using the right tech tools and you're using those adaptive programs, you're going to see that the students are gaining traction on any content that they might have lost since the last time they were at school. So on Wednesday, I'm going to really make sure that those students are doing 2 studios. Again, mini lesson and that digital content. So this is what it would look like. Introduction, small group 1, and then they're going to rotate to digital content. And then they're going to bring them back together again. All right, Thursday, same thing. They're going to go home. They're going to be still continuing their learning. They're just going to be doing it at home. So they might be doing more digital content or a project. On Friday, we got the virtual hours again. Monday comes around, small group and independent practice of just really working on building up those skills, really showing them that they can learn on their own without me always being there with them. Then Tuesday, virtually learning at home. Wednesday, I'm going to be doing that digital content in small group again, and then of course, then we move on to those office hours. As we keep going through, I'm just going to do a couple more for you because if you want to learn more about the 8-week deployment plan, please contact me. I'll be more than willing to do it with your school. But I want to show you one more, and that's that Future Ready. On Monday, when the students come in, they're going to be a small group with me, and then they're going to do some hands-on learning opportunities. I really believe that these studios that we're setting up are allowing the students to learn in 4 different modalities. They're hearing it, they're visually seeing it, they're tactile learning, as well as kinesthetic learning. So I want to make sure that those hands-on learning opportunities are in the classroom for the students. So we're going to make sure that they have that small group teacher time, and then also the ability to do those hands-on learning. I'm going to stop right there because I want you to reach out to me if you want to learn more about the deployment plan and what that looks like for your school. So again, my name is Marsha Kish. If you'd like to learn more, contact us. We'd be willing to help you set up your deployment plan for any type of learning come this fall.